Forbidden Phoenix Session 2, Unspoken Truth About Death and Rebirth. Room to Grieve. 22 years ago today, I stood in a hospital room with family and friends around my older sister's hospital bed as she took her last breath. As her heart beat for the last time, my hand was resting on her heart. I can feel the intensity and devastation in the room as the heart monitor goes flat line. Beep. There were many years when I couldn't speak about her death without surrendering to devastating tears and the inability to talk. Yet I have cultivated a conscious practice of giving myself room to grieve. Even after all of this time, I set aside the whole day today to allow myself to be with what arises in my process of grieving. Of course, there is a part of my mind that says, but it's been 22 years. Aren't you done grieving by now? That should only take a few months or a few years. Yet for me, the greatest healing has come from giving myself room to grieve, creating a safe and sacred container to be with everything that losing a loved one comes with. And to me, that's a full spectrum of emotions. At this point in my process, I can speak to you freely today from a place of emotional stability. Yet also, as I'm speaking to you, I can feel emotions rising up. I can feel myself on the verge of tears at moments. I also feel the appreciation and gratitude that's available to me, the upward spiral of emotion, when I simply think about the time that I did spend with my sister, the amount of love and gratitude I have for that. So this practice of giving yourself room to grieve, to me, creates the conscious container to be able to be stable in speaking about a loved one who has passed or turning towards death, to ride the current of upward spiral of appreciation, gratitude, and love. Also to give yourself time to surrender to the sadness. Earlier today, I gave myself time and space to simply cry, to be sad, to feel the heartbreak of loss, and to let that be so. There were many years in my process of grieving where I tried to control, tried to contain, to stuff, to manage the feelings of grieving. And for me, this process of creating space to grieve has given me the ability to turn towards death, not only of my sister, but also changes in my life, things to let go of in my business, letting go of relationships, letting go of patterns in my life. It has given me the ability to not grasp and cling to life or what I think needs to be so much. So although today I'm talking about room to grieve in relationship to the death of a loved one, the practice of giving yourself room to grieve, to me, liberates our energy to be able to allow emotions to move through us, to give ourselves space to feel the downward current, to allow it, then to be able to come back to a place of stability more easily. It becomes part of a conscious practice of now I can choose often the moments when I ride the downward current and I let myself fall into the sadness, to feel it, to let those emotions wash through me, to make me more available to loving, which to me is the key process in creating room to grieve, is then it opens us up to letting emotions move through us, opens us up to loving even though we will lose those that we love.